Hello, I'm Jessica, your Up North agent. I am a licensed realtor in Minnesota and Wisconsin. I'm a real estate investor and an Up North enthusiast. Today I want to talk about what I didn't know that I wish that I did know when I started my short-term vacation rental business. There are just things that you don't think about or you don't hear about in all of the podcasts and all of the YouTube videos that would be really helpful to know before you dive in and get started or before you purchase your next vacation rental. The first one is the time to get online. Had I known that it was going to take 2 months before I was officially licensed and able to start advertising my property, I would have thought a little bit different as I was saving and putting away money to start up the business. Let me get specific about that. Once you purchase your vacation rental, and of course as a real estate agent, I know from the time that you put in an offer on a property until the time you close on a property, you're talking about at minimum 30 days. Even if you're paying cash these days, it's going to be 30 days from start to finish. After that 30 days, even if it's already a short-term rental, you have to go through the whole license process again. And that's not something that we're talking about as much as we probably should. So even if it's been a vacation rental for 10 years, you're starting from scratch as the new owner. I would highly recommend to start the process even before you close, as a lot of states and a lot of counties will allow you to fill out the paperwork and get some of the testing done even prior to close, so you're not that far behind once you are paying the mortgage on your new vacation property. After you own the vacation rental, you are going to have to apply for a county and for a state license. And there, of course, is different jurisdictions and different rules and different associations and things in every community. And you're going to want to get wicked smart about the rules in your town or community. When you are looking at your town's website, look underneath the tourism or hospitality tab, because a lot of short-term rentals are actually treated like a hotel or a motel or a campsite. So you're going to find it in that same area. Reach out to the state rep right away and to the county, ask for the paperwork so they can send that over to you so you can get started. You're going to need to have a water test at minimum in most counties and states. Some may have requirements for larger inspections even prior to their inspection. So something to think about. There's going to be fees that are associated with that. Some places you're going to be paying $50 for a water test. Some you're going to be paying $250 for a full inspection or for a well and septic inspection, depending on where you are at. Once you get the water tested and you get the paperwork filled out, the next thing that you may not know going into this is you're going to be writing some checks. So you wrote a check at closing of this property. Now you're writing checks to the state, you're writing checks to the county, and it could be upwards of hundreds of dollars, $400 or $500, or even more, depending on where you're at. That's just for the paperwork to be filed. After that, an inspector is going to come out to your rental, and they're going to be looking at lots of different things. So the things that you need to know is you have to have mattress covers on all of your mattresses, and let's please do that anyways. Someone shouldn't have to require that. You're going to want to have protection on top of your mattresses, but that's going to be inspected. You're going to want to have airtight mattress covers, I would say, on the mattresses themselves and even on the box spring if you can. And also you are going to have non-skid mats in your showers or in your tubs. Some showers or tubs already have a non-skid on the bottom, but if it's an older property or could be a newfangled style tub that is going to be slippery or slick, the porcelain is not going to have any rigidity to it. You're going to have to make sure that you have that mat. They're going to be looking for that at inspection. Your dishwasher is going to need to have a sanitize cycle, meaning that it's going to have to say right on the dishwasher. Newer dishwashers have them. You can see it right there. Older ones don't. And if that's the case, there's going to be a little bit more paperwork or some sort of note to your customers that there's going to have to be a sanitizing station for the dishes that you will provide, and you'll have to give instructions on how to do so. Fire alarms, no brainer, right? Of course you're gonna have fire alarms. Of course you're gonna have fire extinguishers in your rental. but the fire alarms need to be in certain areas. Specifically, you have to have a carbon monoxide as part of the fire alarm in between anything that is gas, propane, and living spaces. So if you've got bedrooms over there and you've got kitchen over here, there's going to have to be a carbon monoxide and fire detector in between those two spaces. So just to save time on that inspection and having to go back and get things re-inspected, making sure that you have that ready to go before the inspector comes out is going to help. You're also going to need to make sure that if you have any decking outside, that you are meeting the minimum requirements for your state. A lot of times it's like 4 inches apart, but if you don't, or if you don't have proper railings, again, that's going to delay the process for you to get up and running. Each of your counties, each of your states, most likely is going to list out what it is they're looking for before they come and visit. They don't want to have to come back to your vacation rental 2 and 3 times. So they want to partner with you and they want to help you out. Just go through the list, because if you don't have those boxes checked, you're going to prolong the time that this becomes an asset versus this is just becoming a huge cost center for you. The next thing before you get up and running is note that it takes time to get up onto a VRBO or to Airbnb or Expedia, bookings.com, so on and so forth. You're going to be uploading pictures. You're going to be taking time to do great descriptions of all your different areas. You're going to be talking about all your different amenities and safety features. And all of these things just take time. If you're someone that can sit down and you can knock it out in a day, that's fantastic. But for a lot of people, that's going to be 2-3 visits back to the computer to get this set up. And if you are at all a procrastinator, it might take you a week or 2 to get your information in there so you're ready to go live. It just simply takes time. After that, you're going to have guest books and different tourist information for your guests as they come in. Before you get up and going, you're going to make sure that your rental has those documents ready to go, so folks know how to check in, check out, take care of the rental, how to log on to the Wi-Fi, where the best restaurant is in town, so on and so forth. You're going to need signage throughout your vacation rental. You're going to need to label certain things. Maybe different cabinets need to be labeled, or light switches need to be labeled on where they are and what they do. You're going to need instructions on how to get the TV on and where the remotes are stored, and so on and so forth. How to use your cooking appliances. So things throughout the home are going to have to be labeled so they're super intuitive for your guests. The last thing you want to do is have your first guest arrive and have them be frustrated because they can't figure out how to use the home, and they're spending too much time trying to, get the heat to work because it's some fancy Wi-Fi heat system that they can't figure out. So making sure that your rental is really ready to host guests. As an insider tip, I highly recommend staying in your own vacation rental for an extended period of time. I stayed in my vacation rentals for a minimum of 4 nights, stayed in each of the rooms, pressed every button, turned every knob. So when you get those phone calls on Fridays at 9 o'clock when your guests are arriving that something isn't working, you've been there, done that, and you know how to give them a quick fix over the phone or through the apps that you are using. Also, another insider tip is to have your first guest maybe be a friend or a family member or someone that you gave a really nice discount to, and you let them know that they're going to be your first guest so they can go through that same exercise of touching everything, turning everything on, making sure everything is set and ready. So when people are starting to give you those stars, it is 5-star every time. I hope that helped. There is a lot that goes into getting started with vacation rentals. I highly recommend it. I just thought it would be helpful for you to know some of the things that I didn't know going into it, and that there is a period of time from, again, when this goes from being a liability to actually being an asset and can start making you money. If you have any questions specific to vacation rentals, short-term rentals, or you'd like me to help you find one, reach out.